Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing good. So, in today's class, we are going to learn about how to manage input and output operations. This we have already discussed using scanf and printf statements, right? So, in today's class, we are going to learn two extra functions. Those are getChar and putChar functions. Okay. Instead of using scanf and printf, we are going to use getChar and putChar functions. So we already know that in order to accept input from the keyboard, we use scanf statements, right? So scanf function is used for accepting multiple inputs. Okay. So instead of using scanf statement, we can also use getChar function. That is getChar function. So as the name itself says, getChar means it exactly accepts one input. It accepts only one input at a time, whereas scanf accepts multiple input at a time. It can accept multiple inputs, but getChar accepts only one input at a time. It cannot accept more than one inputs, right? So reading a single character can be done by using the function getChar. So the syntax is variable name is equal to getChar, and it has pair of parentheses because it is a function. Each and every function has pair of parentheses and it ends with semicolon, right? So here var name, that is variable name, is a valid C name. You know how to declare a variable, right? So you have to follow all those rules, and that has been declared as character type. So the variable name should be of character type. We cannot declare it as integer or float. Okay, it should be of character type because we are going to accept only the characters. The function is getChar. One example is given here, that is char name. Name is a variable and it is declared as char. Then name is equal to getChar. Once the counter encounters name is equal to getChar, it waits for the user to enter some input or to press any key from the keyboard. Once the user has entered some input, it will proceed with the next statement. So what exactly happens here is, if I press on H or any alphabet or any number, that will be assigned to the variable, that is name. It is of character, so it can accept any type of input. It can take numbers or alphabets or any symbols because it is of type character. Character in the sense it accepts all the inputs, correct? So once the counter encounters getChar function, it waits for the user to enter some input. Once the user has pressed any key from the keyboard, that value will be stored in name. That value will be stored in name. Okay. So let's see this with an example. Okay. One program is given here, hash include stdio. You know why we are using this, because we are using printf statement in our program, right? That's why we have to include the header file stdio.h, and our program starts from main, right? Okay, what we are doing here is we are declaring a variable called answer as character type. So answer is of type character. Okay, so here I am going to display, would you like to know my name? So I am asking some person whether he wants to know my name or not. So printf will display this particular statement on the screen. Okay. So when I ask a question like, would you like to know my name? The answer would be yes or no, right? So I have to tell the user that type Y for yes. If the answer is yes, then type Y, that is press Y button, otherwise press N for no. If the answer is no, press the keyboard that is alphabet N. If the answer is yes, press the alphabet Y. So that input will be stored where? It will be stored in the variable answer. That is why getChar is used, because getChar will accept the input that is given from the keyboard. So it will accept either Y or N. It will not accept more than one character, because its nature is accepting only one character, right? That's why we have to say the user that type Y. If he types YES, then it is not going to accept the input, because it cannot accept more than one character. He has to type either Y or N. So we will proceed with the next statement, that is if answer equals to Y. If the answer, whatever the input the user has given, it will be stored in answer, right? So we are going to compare if answer equals to Y. It means if the user has pressed Y, or he may type small letter Y also. He may type capital letter Y or small letter y. That's why we have to compare both the answers. So answer equals to capital Y or answer equals to small y. In both the cases, our program should print the name of the person, because user wants to know his name, right? That's why the output will be displayed as my name is ABC or some XYZ. Else, it means if answer is not Y, it means if the answer is N, that is else, okay, if you don't want to know my name, okay, no problem. So you have to display that okay, no problem, or whatever you want to display. So this is the end of the program. So whether a person wants to know your name or not. If the answer is yes, then the particular name should be displayed, otherwise some other message should be displayed. Okay. Similarly, we have a function for writing a character also. So far we have been using printf statement for writing a character or writing any output on the screen, right? So here we are going to use one more function called putchar. For inputting we are using getChar. For outputting we are using putchar. Again, it will display only one output at a time. It cannot display more than one character. It displays only one character at a time. So for writing a single character, we can use putchar function. For writing a single character, it can single character, we can use putchar function. And the syntax is as follows, that is putchar, open the parenthesis and the variable name, close the parenthesis and it ends with semicolon. Putchar variable name. So here again variable name is of type character. The variable name should be of character data type. So let's take an example where answer is the variable name which is declared as char. Then we are assigning y to the answer. So we are giving the value y, that is letter y, and it is stored in the variable answer. Okay. So now we have to display the value of the answer, because the user does not know what is stored in answer, whether it is y or n. So we have to display the result to the user. So here observe one thing, instead of using printf statement we are using putchar. Usually we use printf statement for displaying the result, right? But we are not using printf here, we are using putchar statement, that is putchar function. So putchar will display the value stored in the answer, that is y. It will display y because the value stored in answer is y. That's why y will be displayed onto the screen. Now one more example is given here. This one, answer equals to xy. Can we do this? No, we cannot do this because answer is of type character, and character means we can assign only one character. First of all, this itself is wrong. Again we are trying to display it using putchar. Again putchar displays exactly one character, it cannot display multiple characters, right? So this is not a correct way of displaying the output. If you want to display only one character, then you can use putchar, otherwise you have to use printf statement. Okay, for displaying the output you can also use printf. This is another way of displaying the output, but it has a drawback, that is it displays only one character at a time. It cannot display more than one characters. Yeah. And in C program we also have some test functions. There are some test functions available in the C program, that is please see the syntax. It is question, is alnum of C. It means that is C an alphanumeric character. What does that mean? Is C an alphanumeric character? It means whether C is an variable, okay, whether C is either alphabet or numeric, we are asking the question. So its answer would be true or false. If C is alphabet or a number, then the answer would be true. If C is some symbol, then this will be evaluated, to false, because C is not an alphabet or a number, it is a symbol. That's why the answer would be false. Again for the second one, is alpha C. So we are asking whether C is an alphabet. So if C is nothing but variable name here, okay, don't get confused with alphabet C and this C. This C is a variable name, any name you can give, A or any name, valid name you can give. So is alpha C. So we are asking whether C is an alphabet or not. If the C value stored in C is alphabet, then the answer would be true. Otherwise, if C is having value 1, 2 or any number, then the answer would be false, because C is not an alphabet here. Okay. In the next test function we have is digit. So we are asking whether C is a digit or not. Again, if it is from 0 to 9, then the answer would be true. Otherwise The answer would be false. Next is lower of C. Whether C variable has lowercase letter. If the C variable is having lowercase value, then the answer would be again true, otherwise false. Again, is print, is punct. It means punctuation mark, question mark, or semicolon, or any period or anything. So if the C is of type punctuation, then the answer would be true. The next one is space. So if the C is white space or any tab, then the answer would be true, otherwise false. Is upper. We have is lower. Similarly, we also have is upper. It means whether C is uppercase letter or not. If it is uppercase letter, then the answer would be true, otherwise false. So if you want to use these test functions, before using these test functions, you have to have this header file, because all these test functions are defined in hash include C type.h. So all these test functions are ready-made functions. So they are already defined in C type.h header file. So if you want to use any of them, then you have to first include this header file in your program. Okay. So let's consider an example for this. So hash include stdio.h, hash include stdio.h, because we are using printf statement here, and hash include C type.h because we are using is alpha, is digit functions, right? Okay. So first we are declaring character variable as type char. The type of the character variable is char. It means you can give any character or any symbols or any numbers as the input. Okay. Printf, press any key, because all keys are considered as characters. So press any key, whatever the key you want to press, you can press from the keyboard. And in order to take the input, you have to use getChar function, right? Because you are pressing the key, that should be stored somewhere, right? So that will be done by using getChar function. GetChar function will accept the input from the keyboard. Okay, once you press any key from the keyboard, that will be stored in character variable using getChar function. In the next statement, you are checking the key which you have entered is alphabet or not. So the key which you have entered is stored in character. So you have to check is alpha character. So character is alphabet or not. If it is greater than 0, the character is a letter. It means if it is true, greater than 0 means true, right? Is alpha of character is greater than 0, then the character is a letter or the character is an alphabet. Else, if it is not greater than 0, as I told, it will be evaluated to either true or false. True means anything greater than 0, false in the sense anything 0 or less than 0, all are false. Else, again we are going to check one more condition. If is digit of character, if the character is of type digit, we are checking whether is digit of character is digit or not. Again, if it is evaluated to true, then any number greater than 0 will be stored in the answer. So if it is greater than 0, printf the character is a digit, otherwise character is not a digit, else the character is not alphanumeric, means the character is neither alphabet nor number, because we have checked for both of them, alphabet and digit. If both are not satisfied, then the character is not an alphabet or an numeric. Yeah. The output would be as follows: press any key, because our first statement is press any key. So if you press H, it would display the character is a letter, because it is going to check if is alpha character greater than 0. H, is alpha of H greater than 0? Yes, because is alpha of H will be evaluated to true, because yes, it is an alphabet, that is why this will be evaluated to true. Is alpha of H, is alpha of H, this will be evaluated to true. That's why this particular statement will be displayed on the screen. The character is a letter. Yeah. Again, one more output is press any key. Now we are going to type any number, that is 5. Again, first comparison will be is alpha character greater than 0? Is alpha of character, that is alpha of 5. Whether it will be evaluated to true? No, because it is not an alphabet. That's why it will be evaluated to false. So that's why it is not greater than 0. That's why it will go to the else statement. In else statement, we are going to check one more condition, that is if is digit character greater than 0. Is digit of 5. Is digit of 5 is true? Yes, it will be evaluated to true, because 5 is a digit. That's why it will be evaluated to true. Now, the output would be the character is a digit, because this has evaluated to true. That's why this particular statement will be displayed on the screen. And in the next input, we are going to give star as the, that is asterisk as the input. Now it will check is alpha of asterisk greater than 0? No, it is not an alphabet, so no, this will not be displayed. Again, it will go to the else statement. It will check is digit greater than, is digit of asterisk greater than 0? No, even this is not a digit. Again, this printf statement will not be displayed, so it will go to the last else part, that is the character is not alphanumeric, because it is neither alphabet nor a number. That's why the character is not alphanumeric will be displayed onto the screen. Okay, I hope you have understood the concept. So in tomorrow's class we will be displaying we will be discussing for and while and do while statements. Thank you.